Friends, gather around! My name is Dinamation, and I have over 300 hours played on Mantis. Through my experiences, I made this guide to help you learn more about Mantis so you can add her to your Strategist rotation. As of Season 7, Mantis currently has 250 HP with a base movement speed of 6 meters per second. She's one of the least mobile heroes to have as little health as she does, but she does a lot of damage to defend herself. A lot of people express being intimidated by playing Mantis, but this hero only has a difficulty rating of 1 star. Her kit's pretty straightforward, so let's take a look at what sets her apart from the other strategists. Mantis's primary attack consists of 15 single-cast energy thorn projectiles that do 55 damage per round. She can also hit critical shots for 110 damage, which helps her regain life orb charges. This hero is not impacted by damage falloff, but her fire rate and projectile speed can make it tricky to hit every shot consistently. Mantis is a strategist with resource healing and utility, otherwise known as life orbs. These life orbs have 4 charges, with each charge taking 3 seconds to regenerate. These life orbs have 3 separate functions: to heal an ally, to inspire an ally, and to heal and damage boost herself. Consuming a life orb on an ally to heal grants the target an initial one-time healing amount of 55 HP, with an added healing over time effect. This effect lasts for 8 seconds per life orb and can be stacked twice to continue the healing over time effect for a maximum duration of 16 seconds. Each life orb will continue to heal for 55 HP initially, while restarting the timer for the healing over time effect. Consuming a life orb on an ally to inspire grants the target a 12% damage boost for 8 seconds and can be stacked twice for a maximum duration of 16 seconds. Consuming a life orb on yourself applies a 12% self-damage boost for a maximum of 8 seconds. This increases the damage of Mantis's life energy blast from 55 to 61.6, and critical hits go from 110 to 123.2 damage. This cooldown also procs the self-healing from the Nature's Favor passive ability. After casting Natural Anger to consume a life orb, Mantis receives healing over time for 12.5 HP per second, in addition to her 12% damage boost for a maximum of 8 seconds. Mantis's passive also gives her a movement speed of 7.5 meters per second, but you must be out of combat for 3 seconds. Throwing a spore sedates the nearest enemy impacted in the spell field, making them take 10 damage and get stunned for 3.5 seconds. This single cast projectile has a spherical radius of 3 meters and creates an illusion on sedated heroes. Sedated heroes can be awakened by allies upon damage impact, or the illusion can be attacked by the enemy as it only has 100 HP. This ability has a cooldown of 15 seconds. Mantis's ultimate ability releases energy around her within a 15-meter spherical radius. It provides healing over time and movement boosts for surrounding allies for 8 seconds. Upon activating, herself and allies are healed for an initial amount of 200 HP, with a continuous 150 healing per second that converts into 150 bonus health if they're fully healed. The movement boost grants Mantis and her allies an extra 3 meters per second of speed. This ultimate has an energy cost of 4,300 points. What this means is that you would need to do about 5,375 combined points of damage and healing to attain your ultimate ability. Allied Inspiration does not contribute to Mantis's ult charge, but damage boosting your teammates does help generate their ults faster. Mantis is currently the anchor to 2 team-ups, providing an active ability to Groot, giving him an extra wall that provides healing, and a passive ability to Loki, imbuing his regenerative fields with a 15% damage boost. Being the anchor gives her a 10% boost to her healing for the seasons that the team-ups are active. You're probably thinking,
we are overstimulated!
But let's strategize with the tools we have. A question I receive a lot is how to best manage life orbs. I personally invest my life orbs into anyone who is actively engaging in combat, taking 1v1 duels, and anyone using an ultimate ability. Inspiring allies gives them a 12% increase to their damage, which inherently helps them gain ultimate charge points. Healing people that absolutely need it is more important with your limited resources than healing someone close to health. However, you can also secure an ally's healing over time with the preemptive healing flower. Prioritize enabling squishier characters like duelists and strategists while providing supplemental help to vanguards. Combining Mantis' Soul Resurgence ultimate ability with another ally's ultimate can assist them in securing the win for a teamfight. An ally who is ulting has more value with the protection of the bonus health and movement speed of Soul Resurgence. Enabling your team to be aggressive with Soul Resurgence can even combat the strength of other enemy support ult combos. Important callouts when playing Mantis include who is slept by your spore, your resource availability, and any approaching threats. Typically, ult tracking also is a prime objective for strategists, so communicate with your team to manage your ult economy.
Let's walk with Mantis ult. Let's walk with Mantis ult. I slept in this. She's dead. Invis is dead. Poke is dead. Punisher turret. I got his turret. Nice.
Good job, bro.
They're 8 seconds on their strange too, so no portal here. Invis. Thank you. I almost have ult. Get me up. Get me up.
We are undefeatable.
I'm sleeping in Viz. My ult's over. My ult's over. Nice.
With a 2 strategist backline, Mantis may have a reputation for being a lower output healer, but by managing your cooldowns well and hitting critical shots to regenerate life orbs, you can be a key contributor to your team's success. Protect your other strategists and provide as much supplemental healing to your team when necessary. With an aggressive and mobile team, Mantis can tend to the heroes that are harder to reach in the side lanes, so that main healers can focus more on the frontlining allies playing main. Pay attention to which enemy ultimates your Soul Resurgence would properly counter, and communicate with your other strategists. When a team's composition consists of 3 strategists, Mantis has more flexibility to focus on damage and utilizing allied inspiration to speed up the team's ult charge gain. Look for opportunities to fortify the other role that's missing a partner. If you have a solo vanguard with 3 strategists, gaining ult charge from healing is significantly more difficult. Enabling your solo vanguard by damage boosting them and even sleeping high priority threats to your solo vanguard can make for very valuable plays so they can command more space. The same can be said if you're running a solo duelist. Enabling them will oftentimes be your win condition because duelists have ultimates with the most kill potential. Helping your solo duelist to gain ult charge faster allows you to have an advantage in forcing out defensive ults from the enemy team. Have faith in your other strategists to keep everyone up with heals, and depending on the enemy team comp, use Soul Resurgence for aggressive plays to enable the role missing a mate. A few tips for playing Mantis on Convergence or Convoy is utilizing the side lanes of the map to force the enemy to contest you on grounds that are more advantageous to you. Being out in the open middle lane as Mantis makes it very easy to get punished. Oftentimes, an enemy will use their abilities or make a mistake on their way to get to you, so controlling an area with a med pack and knowing how to loop your way out of trouble will keep you one step ahead. The objective on this game mode is to push or stall the cart, so make decisions that are beneficial to the objective. Soul Resurgence can give you the necessary speed and overhealth to stall the cart. Sleeping a Doctor Strange's portal can win your team the game by denying the enemy that last second touch. Damage boosting the correct ally can help you win team fights, and the most important tip is to stay alive and alert. Anticipate what moves the enemy team will make and try to outplay them. Domination probably has the most team deathmatch feel for a competitive game mode, but there is still the objective of controlling the point until your team has 100% capture progress. It's a lot easier to play with your team as the maps are smaller, but I would still recommend playing in harder to reach areas to force opponents to waste cooldowns approaching you. Mantis doesn't have fall-off damage, so learning to hit your shots at different ranges is very important because it could be the difference in what wins you duels. I personally feel as though Mantis shines when dive is in play. She has the tools to be anti-dive while being a great asset to enable dive on her own team. Keeping your Spore Slumber for the right target and being in good positioning should make the enemies dive harder, and using your communication skills should help your team stay coordinated. A mobile dive team usually knows how to play around cover, leaving you free to utilize allied inspiration and not stress about healing targets familiar with playing around med packs. When playing with Poke, it's imperative to invest your resources in your highest priority target to enable them to do more damage than the enemy. The only setback would be trying to keep up in heals with how much damage your team is taking from a distance, when it's more difficult to pull off leaf regeneration from headshots. Playing patient and going for cross-map sleeps on high damage dealers can set your poke up for skill shots that win you team fights. Shoot any deployables to allow your duelists and vanguards the opportunity to focus on enemy targets with minimal interference. These can include Loki clones, Namor squids, Groot walls, Moon Knight onks, Rocket's beacon, and any and all ultimate abilities that can take damage to expel them from the field. So yeah, I hope that I was able to help you learn a bit more about Mantis. I've been playing since the beta, and Mantis is my most played hero. When I'm playing her at my best capacity, I remain patient and go for hitting shots that I'm confident in. I try my best to take off angles and enable my teammates as best as I can. I communicate objectively and strategizing by remaining open to new possibilities. These are my current settings and keybinds for those interested. I currently play with 800 DPI and 1 sensitivity in game. I also use a pretty plain plus crosshair that's just white. I wish you all the best on your Mantis journey and hope that these tips can help you become a celestial Madonna.